Well, I made it home. I called Harbor Freight up, asked them if they had one, and I had to go to call 3 different ones before I finally got someone to say they do have one. And I said, look, I'm like an hour away. Can you hold it for me? And they said, well, we don't normally hold items. Let me check with my manager. And the manager said, we'll hold it for you for 1 hour. I asked him, is it raining up there? Because we got, Hurricane Harvey going on and all. And he's like, no, it's not raining. Okay. So I hurried up. I had already aired up the tires of the car, checked everything. How tight are these? They could, oh yeah, they could definitely use a little bit of tightening. The load definitely shifted. My straps were not long enough to go around this thing, and there was like nothing keeping this thing from going forward almost. It was a very scary event. And then I also experienced some type of death wobble when I was braking. All of a sudden, the trailer in the back started going like this several times. I think it has something to do with all these articulation points on here for the contraption that I ended up buying and putting together in order to level out the trailer while driving. So, back to the story of trying to get a hold of this thing. Hooked up the car to the trailer and checked, did my pre-trip and everything. Checked to make sure all the lights worked. This was a brand new tarp when I left. The wind was just whipping the heck out of it. Luckily they're free, so it doesn't matter. Had everything hooked up, took off, and I got out and I looked on the trailer to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything, and didn't see anything. Took off down the road, and I get about halfway there or so, maybe a third of the way, and it starts pouring rain. And I'm like, oh, great. She said, it wasn't raining. And so, why did that light just turn out? I don't know. So I'm driving. Okay, good. Light bulb's not bad. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden I realize my keys aren't in my pocket. I'm like, where are my keys at? And these are all my keys. And they're keys to cars, they're keys to front doors, they're keys to all the locks on here, they're keys to the workshop. And I'm like, oh my God. Did I leave them on the back of the trailer when I took off? And when I got on the interstate, I really gunned it. And they're probably not on there. As you can see, they are. I do have them. They weren't in the car. I got off the interstate, and there ended up being a stoplight about a mile away from my destination. Got out, looked, it's pouring rain. Got out, made a quick look on the trailer to see if they're there. I already told myself they're not going to be there. So I'm starting to turn around. And as I'm starting to turn around, I see those keys are right over there, and they're stuck in the strap. They made it the whole way. I'm a very good driver, but I'm not that good a driver. And that was amazing that they wedged themselves into something and they didn't go flying off. That made my day. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is going to turn out okay. They're salespeople. Of course they're going to lie. They're going to tell me it's not raining up there. So I put on my raincoat, and there's a cop in the parking lot. He's observing me. I'm, taking a bunch of stuff off. I go walking up into the store, and I say, I need to buy item 616. And she's like, 616, that's it? I'm like, 61656. And so she puts it in the computer. It's like, we don't have any. What do you mean you don't have any? I just spoke to someone on the phone who went and put their hands on the product and made sure they had one, made sure it wasn't damaged, in any way, shape, or form, and also held it for me for an hour. And they're like, and then the manager walked up. So yes, you know, we held it, and we've got it. Look down further. I'm like, okay, good. And I told him the story. I'm like, you know, it's like the trifecta. It starts raining. Then I realize I don't have my keys, and I think I lost them. And now I walk into the store, and you tell me you don't have the product. I thought, oh my God, I came all the way up here for nothing. I lost my keys over nothing, and I got to drive back empty-handed. This has got to be horrible. I didn't want to drive it in the rain, but it worked out well. And I did 55 on the way back, and everybody behind me was going slow because it was like nobody even wanted to pass me. Everybody just decided, well, we're doing 55, we're going to do 55. It was the strangest thing. And then people who were passing me doing like 5 miles an hour faster than me. And I don't know if they were just curious to see what I was hauling or what. And obviously, you know, they're going to see exactly what I'm hauling because they can see it right here. That must be what it was. If the sticker was on the other side, they might have been going faster. So that probably worked out to my advantage. But I have it here. Tomorrow, if it's not raining, I'm going to hook up the trailer. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to raise the lift up. I'm going to put one of these, well, I'm going to put tarps down first so I don't scratch it. I'm going to put this board down on top of it. I'm going to break down this crate and hopefully be able to roll it. I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to get it off of there one way or another. It's so close to the edge here, which works out well. I'm going to probably have to take off these lights, which they're getting to be a pain in the butt anyway. I'm going to take the LEDs, put them over here, and just cap off the wires. And I'll just have to raise the lift up higher to where it matches the level of this pallet, and then just roll this thing right off onto the lift. Put the brakes on the caster wheels, lower this thing, and then roll it off of this as well. And should be a nice smooth transition. That's the plan. And things don't always go according to plan, but it's here and I can deal with it later now.